Today, I want to reflect on what is one of my most favorite Psalms, Psalm 131. And it's a psalm that takes us on a journey from pride through to humility, from selfish ambition through to contentment in God, through a journey from anxious control to the joy of resting in God's control. So how do we make that journey? How does the Psalm 131 help us make that journey? I'm going to read just the two first verses, and then I'll bring two little reflections. The Psalm says, "My heart is not proud, O Lord. My eyes are not haughty." Haughty means self-admiring. My heart is not proud, O Lord. My eyes are not haughty. I do not concern myself with great matters or things too wonderful for me. But I have stilled and quieted my soul. Like a weaned child is my soul within me. Beautiful verses. I run to them regularly to help me as I want to make the journey from pride through to humility, from anxious control to resting in God's control, from selfish ambition to joy in God himself. So two things you can do with this psalm, or two things the psalm tells us to do to take that journey. The first thing to do is to give up control. So David says, my heart is not proud. My eyes are not haughty. I do not concern myself with things too wonderful for me. In other words, David is sort of letting go and giving up control and giving up desire to know everything, to understand everything, to solve everything, to be able to control everything. He said, I'm giving that up. It's pride that says I can, I'm the captain of my own ship. I'm the master of my soul. No, I'm giving that up. And there's stuff that's too wonderful for me, and I'm accepting that. And so if you want to take that journey to the blessings of humility rather than the perils of pride, the first thing to do is to say to God, I'm giving up control. I'm giving up my pride. I'm giving up selfish ambition. I'm renouncing my desire for prestige and power and glory. And you have to say that to yourself, and you have to say that to God, like David did. My heart is not proud, O Lord. My eyes are not haughty. I do not concern myself with great matters or things too wonderful for me. Accept your limitations, and there's a blessed rest that comes. So first of all, give up control. Secondly, give yourself fully to God. He then goes on to talk about like a weaning process from the kind of immaturity of a toddler who's always got the instant, gratification in mind, or a baby, to a toddler who is now become content just to be with the mum. So our soul has gone from this sort of busy, stressed, constantly looking and searching and desiring and trying to prove. And no. That busy soul that has now been weaned and quieted, that it was loud and aggressive, and I was always looking out for myself and always focusing on myself. And now I've been weaned, and like a child with its mother, and now I'm just content. And this idea of God as, the metaphor that like we relate to God like a child to a mother is beautiful. That sense of just contentment and peace and the motherly love of God for each of us. So it's a beautiful psalm. Give up control and give yourself to God and say to God, if I have you, I have everything I need. And therefore I can know the blessed rest of self-forgetfulness. I can note the sweet joy of humility. I can be weaned from arrogant, selfish ambition to satisfaction in God and in his presence. So if you want to take that journey from pride to humility, from anxious striving to rest in God, from selfish ambition to joy in God, give up control and give yourself fully to God, and use Psalm 131 to help you. God bless you.